I summed up the entire situation. Uh, before, or before the day of May 7th, 2019, and I do acknowledge that it's a family that doesn't cope well with society. So I contacted. I went to the both. I went to two embassies in Tunisia. I went back and I wrote at that time. I wrote to the Swedish embassy, to the defense Swedish Defense University, to the president and to the defense minister. While I had cases in Algiers basically, and apparently they had my document and stuff. There were like Italians, the Italian guy, there's the guy from Luxembourg, as well as other individuals. Within themselves, they are racist, and suddenly now they became terrorists. And what do I mean by terrorist is that they committed a crime against the state, and I keep on repeating this. The event has happened 1 year ago, and these individuals are still in their location. What do we call? I call the head of the OSCE. I contacted the US Navy, and I contacted a lot of individuals about this behavior psychology, which is actually a recipe for war. And these people have their own dementia. They are mafia, they are terrorists, and apparently the cop is also a terrorist in this case and in this situation. The cop commit crime against the head of state. The cop hack the military institutions and political institutions in the European Union. The cop commits sexual violence. The cop kidnap people from houses. The cop, the green uniform, the army, the cop, the green uniform, the army. They commit major crimes. The civilian population commit crimes of theft, commit crimes of murder, commit crime of aggression, and commit some type of other crimes basically. And we'll go on with a sexual disease being present in this location. Now they don't listen to a lot of things. They mention this. They have their own dementia situation. You can see the phone conversation that I have about these people. And apparently they have their own dementia. So Willie is a Belgian national who has immigrated to the United States. Joe has been living in Algiers until the year 2001. He has been living in Algiers in here and until 2001. Mika Berzinski have roots in Czech Republic, and she's a Polish national. And well, these individuals have been involved in the well-being, and that has been in the year 2017. And well, I got out safely from Sweden, and I came back in here. Well, I resumed. I filed. I filed complaints to the right institutions at their different location. I visited the embassies and I continued my life basically normally. I went through my life normally. I had a project. I completed that project and I sent it for funding. That funding round was accepted. When I reached the embassy, there was like the deluge of crimes and criminals, and they are these people and these individuals behaving in a mentally ill fashion. I keep on stating this. I told them, When I speak with them, they behave in that fashion. They have hormonal problems. They're excited without any reasons. Uh, Basically, they don't work and rob people, and they basically, yes, the police is worse than the mafia in here. The police is worse than the mafia. At least the mafia don't talk with you. In here, the police talk with you and they don't do shit. So I contacted the CIA, the FBI. I didn't contact Interpol because the Secretary General in German. The president of Interpol visited this country in May 2018, and we are in this situation of, well, what appears the masterminds to be a political science graduate, basically, and a bunch of individuals who are basically inflicting damage to humanitarian values, to ethics, and to other high level values, because they behave in such a shitty fashion because they are sure they will have an income. They are sure that if they commit theft they will not be caught, as well as other things. We have other nationals from in this area, other Arab nationals in this area. I don't know who is like the manager of this city, but it's like uh, it's like a completely chaotic situation. Then we have people paying other people. We have people having innovation and engineers and stuff like that, and there is some type of a terrorist activity, and there's like terrorist activity generated by Northern European youth. There is a war activity generated by France. There is the German activity. There is the Nazi activity generated by Germans. And lastly, there is like the theft activity generated by somebody. And these people are here. Well, these people deserve to be locked up. However, they enjoy every ounce of freedom that there is. And well, apparently, it is really like schizophrenic, crazy, as well as a lot more. I advanced to their location. I would like to collect my items. Well, they have hostages. It's like I'm describing a terrorist organization which is not of a religious nature. They were police officers, they infiltrated this, and they cannot produce an A4 paper. They're here, they're here to steal money in order to invest in other projects. This is illegal. This is the work of a bank and of legally registered entities. We are in here. I've spoken repeatedly with these individuals. They just have this mental dementia. They just have this craziness. They just have this hormonal problems. They just have Nazism. They just have terrorist mindset. And well, they are just burning fuel. It's like, yes, this is the behavior of someone who is crazy, someone who is faced with a trauma, and someone who is faced with a lot of things. And none of them seems to have a righteous mind. And someone should start by removing them from power, meaning like regionally. And apparently the governor cannot do anything about the situation, meaning like, well, I graduated from university regarding a thing that involved which is expensive, and well, in 2017, when I was here in 2018, well, the entire country or the entire city was well aware that one specific cop was crazy. He was a crazy person. One specific cop. But he was in the period of time when the prime minister, who is in jail now, was in charge. And the entire city knew that was crazy, knew that that person was a thief, was well aware that those individuals were kidnappers, and others were aware of this. And now, as I said in the past, the families of the victims are here. The families of the victims of before the World Cup of 2018, the families of the victims are here. And well, they are here. That's the first things to notice. And apparently we're dealing with, as well as we're dealing with individuals who listen to crazy people, who listen to mentally ill people. And in this world, who could like who doesn't listen to them is Finland. The Baltic countries seceded from the Russian, from the Soviet Union, and there is certain type of communism, which is not Chinese communism. It's simply communism. In China, if you work, you get paid. In here, if you work, you get robbed. Yeah. And apparently it's like, yes. It's, yes. It's reality. This situation is real. It's reality. These people exist. His family should send him to, how to say this? Not his family, but he should be sent to a mental health institutions. And he needs psychological treatment and psychiatric treatment.